like to address this from the management perspective because I'm the chairman of the school, not the principal. I know less of academics, but most of management. So any good institution, I feel, we should have these four important aspects. One is the vision of the management, a strong leadership, a good teacher effectiveness, and a good effective student learning also, because the ultimate outcome is the student. So how it goes? So management vision, that's very important. All the academicians, all the principals have to see the management not as an adversary, but as a partner. Then I think they should move along together. Then you should have the good instruction leadership. Then teacher effectiveness, what I said so. Then student achievement. So ultimately the end product is student. So ultimately all of us were discussing it for the student's sake. Now there's a subtle difference between a good teacher and a good school leader. So a good teacher need not be a good school leader. A good school leader has to be essentially a good teacher. See, there's a fine difference, because what in my practical experience what happened, there's a good physics teacher, very confident, very committed. We offered her a higher post. She bluntly refused. She said, I'm very happy with my own subject, don't give me more responsibilities. But same thing, English teacher was there. So we thought, she has very good English, she can interact with the parents nicely. So we said, okay, we gave her the very good higher post. But that was a failure. She was a good teacher, but when it came to interacting with the parents, interacting with the children, having administrative duties, she was a total failure. And I lost a good English teacher and ended up with a bad administrator. So first and foremost, she's a good teacher, but it's not vice versa. And a school leader should have clearly what her role is, or his role is. Lead the school staff to implement the management policies for delivery of quality education to the children. The important points are school staff, management policies, quality education, and children. So identifying school leaders. See, teacher, okay, is a good teacher. Suppose she's confined to her own classroom with 30 or 40 students, teaches nicely. She's a good teacher. Then, but somebody should be a better teacher. Then how do you tell them? Is a mentor teacher. She is beyond her classroom, beyond her 40 students. She takes care of the parallel teaching. She observes what is happening in the corridors, and she is very responsible. So we can call them as mentor teacher. We can elevate them to a mentor teacher. So this is the way we should identify teachers. So these are the administrative problems. Then comes the master teachers. Okay, the mentor teacher was able to help the other teachers informally and help them in identifying the problems and teaching how to teach parallel teaching. So it's an informal way. But the master teacher is trained, formally trained to teach properly. So elevate them as a master teacher. So when a master teacher is the next step is the school leader. So instead more school leadership, more administration qualities, and all these things you better increase their pay also. Because when your role, the responsibilities are more, they are doing a better duty, reward them so that they have an aim. Instead of by increasing salaries on a seniority basis, you will teacher to come up. Now, what comes from the management? So management also encourages teachers. Okay, some teachers are docile, they don't come on their own. But when we identify teachers, we should first make them a project leader, give them assignment, and see that they succeed. Once they succeed, then the next elevation is make them a part of a team, give them a teamwork, and see how they perform. So make them a team leader. Then there comes a school leader, where like your school principal or whatever it is. Then strategic leader. So strategically means, I mean there should be part of the management team also, having more higher visions, higher achievement goals. So those other things. So this is where how we should encourage school leaders. And basically before becoming a school leader, you should know these things, the meaning and purpose of education. So what is education is not only syllabus and teaching. It includes sports, it includes values, it includes characters, interpersonal relationship. You should know what education means. And the purpose. Purpose is to give good education to students and see the students perform not only here, and become good citizens also, not only in their career also. Then the purpose of becoming a school leader. Why do you want to become a school leader? Do you have that passion? Do you have that commitment? You should introspect yourself. That is very important. Then you should also know what is expected from the stakeholders, like management, parents, children. Then you should have update on all the various teaching practices. There's so much of teaching practice going on. Education become a dynamic thing now. The old practices which were there earlier are not now. So earlier it was a Gurukul type of teaching. Then it was syllabus was never changed. For 5-10 years it was continuous. Now every now and then the syllabus changes. CBSE reforms come up. So many things are there. I think better stick to the manual thing. Luckily I had a printout of presentation. So you have to give me one more extra minute pause. Okay. So the technology is the blend. Now the teaching also, this learning also is not only happening from the school, it should happening from home also. So teachers, the leaders should understand that and take steps to encourage that also. That is the important role of a school leader. Then role of a school leader is mainly, one is a teacher, second is a trainer, then team leader. So trainer, why I identify, since I read in some book, teacher is like a pencil and trainer is like an eraser. So whenever the pencil makes a mistake, the trainer will correct with his eraser, like a eraser, and see that the pencil again corrects and improves our knowledge. So that's a very good example I've got somewhere. And Bill Gates also in this respect he said, create effective high quality teachers in every classroom and learn how to create that in every teacher we already have. So already if you have teachers, try to train them. Don't always look for good teachers outside. So first thing is training our teachers. Then qualities of a good teacher, they should be able to frame curriculum, cultivate a team culture focused on student improvement, be knowledgeable and be enlightened, like Swamiji said. And they should have a teaching, technology, positive temperament, and the tenacity to withstand circumstances. Then they should have the art of delegation also. So delegation is very important. So you delegate decentralized work, but centralize the responsibility. And delegation multiplies productivity. Really, I've done that. In my school, we had various levels of delegation, and it's working well. And have continuous feedback system. So without feedback, nothing works. You're aiming at something blindly. Then you should spot talented school leaders also. And coming to the leadership, see, this leadership is different from politics, where they give a lot of false promises, they don't perform. Here, whatever the promises are given by the teacher are factual and actual. So you should be inspiring leadership. Like Swamiji again was telling, you should inspire, you should set an example. People should tend to follow you. So how can that become? You should like a vehicle where you are going with the headlamps on, and you should have good tail lights. So other people will follow, seek your tail lights. So that is the importance. And there's a balanced leadership. Yeah. See, the situations then and now, earlier it was curriculum centered, now it is student centered. Earlier corporal punishment was there, now we don't have that. It's actual reverse punishments. Children trying to punish us with guns and all these things like in America. So you should be careful, you should be able to manage all these things. And the social media, the misuse of Facebook and all those things, joint family, there was no sort of values were there, burden was shared among them. Now the total responsibility was teacher. Parents expect a lot from the teachers. Then the values, earlier it was moral values, now it is material values. Then corruption, not only material, it's intellectual corruption also is there. Government interference there, like RT Act, CBSE, like the Supreme Court. Then shortage of quality staff. So some viewpoints before closing. So I would like to recommend discontinue teaching degrees by distance learning because there is no practical training. Then start exclusive training institutions for school leaders with more practical approach. Prepare 21st century teachers. Matching demand and supply of teachers. There's very shortage of pool of teachers there and specific subject teachers like physics. You should have an institution where they teach physics, train teachers in physics or chemistry like that. And provide good pay and incentive structure for teaching community. So conclusion, If you want 1 year of prosperity, grow seeds. If you want 10 years of prosperity, grow trees. If you want 100 years of prosperity, grow people. Thank you.